So I've been rewatching uh, South Park, and I saw the episode about the people who come from the future. I think the last time I watched it, and it's not a new idea, but I just want to point out the funny thing. It's often that there's a group of people that everybody gets angry about, and they just want to. They took our jobs. How dare they? We need to get these people out of here. These people are the problem. But we don't want to look at other things like why does this problem exist in the beginning? Like in South Park, these people were coming to the past because the economy was so horrible in the future. So we didn't think, they didn't think, let's fix the economy to fix this problem. Or um, they don't think about, they get more caught up on the fact that people are taking their jobs versus who's allowing them to take their jobs. Like the people themselves are allowing the people from the future to shovel snow. And so the children can't even, do small labor to earn money. And then the people are choosing to hire these people from the future over them to replace them because they're cheaper, right? The budget cuts or whatever the issue was, and that's the thing is we're conditioned to blame people who are not the root of the problem. Debatably, nobody wants to fix the root of the problem. The root of the problem has to exist because the root of the problem is what actually generates the illusion, right? The root of the problem are that people don't want to pay people what they're worth. If you relate that episode to this whole ICE thing and one of the reasons why ICE has been initiated again, and it's because people have been tricked into believing that immigrants are the problem, when if you do the research, every aspect that you shift blame onto people as immigrants is part of a bigger system. Typically, it's corporate related. Corporates send a lot more money overseas. It is, it's people sitting on houses and not selling houses. It's people deciding that I am going to ask this much money for rent. It's people who don't make enough money to pay that rent off, right? And okay, some immigrants are criminals, but some normal people are also criminals, right? Does that mean all normal people are criminals? It's just something that I just wanted to bring up. Like, we don't like to look at where the root of the problem exists because I feel like we kind of just want to be angry and we want somebody easy to blame. Because if you try to blame the person who's really at fault, that's a whole lot of work in order to undo that. It's much easier to just blame another person. But the sad truth is even if we get rid of every single undocumented person in the US, that problem is going to exist because the undocumented persons were never the problem, anyways. If anything, they were only undocumented because our system of processing people, of getting people citizenship, sucks if you're poor, not if you're rich, not if you're wealthy. If you're wealthy, you have this whole different experience in America. I like to argue it's the quality life as a service. Better water, better food, better health insurance, better treatment. Uh, you're actually innocent until proven guilty, right? We have all these things that are just barriers if you're poor. Can't get a good lawyer if you're poor, unless you have one of those predatory lawyers who specifically follow up on accidents that are easy, and they call you up like, oh yeah, you were in this accident. Yeah, you don't care about me. You care about easy money. You want to represent me not out of ethics. You want to represent me out of capitalism and finances. And who can blame people for wanting money? You need money to survive. I get it. But what happens when you're surviving and it's all just extra? and you need money to pay off, your 8 houses, and you need money to, keep to maintain your 20 cars, and you need money to hire people to take care of your 20 lawns and your 5 Olympic pools and to maintain your jets. What is enough and what isn't enough? The issue is that people get conditioned into these environments, and that level of luxury becomes the norm. And, in like Buddhism, there's this whole cycle where some people start out at the lowest and some people start at the bottom. And it really is true. If you're born at the bottom and you're born with absolutely nothing, then life only gets better. You're blessed in some ways because every increase you're going to see is a gain. And if you ever fall back down, you've already been there before. But if you start out at the top, it's only falling. Going up is taking away from the bottom. Going down is taking away from your idea of normalcy. And some people just don't understand that. And honestly, they should take accountability for their actions. But at the end of the day, it's just how our psychology is. And you can just only hope that people learn, you know, that people want to open their minds and learn and not be stuck in this narrow, greedy, ego driven perspective.